I'm not messing with Patrick Saint.
There is nobody that could change the air in the room as fast as that man. He demands and commands respect and everyone's attention upon first step in. But here's what's got me tripping, okay? You got Patrick Saint, one of the most violent prospects to make their way into 2025 here at the RWA, up against a man who has one of the longest standing histories of violence at the RWA. Both not nice guys in the slightest bit. Both known to have short fuses, both known to be extremely brutal.
A clash of styles going down. Patrick Saint started the talk on social media, telling everyone that Cipriano Abruzzi hasn't stayed toe-to-toe with the biggest in the RWA. Cipriano Abruzzi's faced guys like David Baker, Frank Champion, T. Phoenix. Patrick Saint maybe didn't do his homework. Cipriano Abruzzi, though, he hasn't faced somebody like a Patrick Saint.
No, he hasn't.
T. Phoenix, big guy. Frank Champion, big guy. But look at Patrick Saint.
He hasn't faced somebody like Patrick Saint in a while. A long while. And I'd hate to say it, but the young lion may have the advantage here. I'm talking about Abruzzi being the smaller of the two in a matchup. That's also something that hasn't happened in a great long while.
Cipriano Abruzzi has had a hot start in the RWA. This year has been his year, you could say, with wins over Denzel Jordan the last time we were in this building, calling for the bell, wins against Jeremy Lacroix, and the list goes on and on. And Patrick Saint, his biggest challenge to date, collar and elbow tie-up. And Bobby Rossi, Patrick Saint is being challenged right now. When have we seen that so far since coming to the RWA?
I'll be honest with you, Patrick Saint being the bigger of guys in a matchup, it's just par for the course. But seeing him up against a contender who could match his size, that's new. And I really don't know. I don't know who has the advantage here. I think the young lion may have the advantage in youth, but he lacks the same experience as does Cipriano Abruzzi.
Big boot to Cipriano Abruzzi. He doesn't even get phased.
Look at this. He didn't even have the extra momentum of leaving off the ropes. That was from a standing position. Cipriano Abruzzi showing a little bit of color up top. These two have already gotten physical to the point of ejecting blood. And this is the very beginning of the matchup.
Cipriano Abruzzi is proven to be one of the best in the RWA, and the only way to be the best is if you can beat the best. And Patrick Saint came in hot this year, starting off aligning himself with David Morales, but Patrick Saint has made a name for himself. Even not even showing up in Legacy, he somehow made his presence known, sending a video in. Patrick Saint sending Sip into the post.
You know, I don't envy TJ Richter. I really would not want to be in the midst of this Haas fight. You know, you got to figure the big right hands, the big hooks, the big uppercuts that you're going to have to evade just by calling the action.
Saint ain't done right now, picking up Cipriano Abruzzi. Knocking Sip down right now. Originally, both competitors weren't going down easily, and Patrick Saint trying to make light work of Cipriano Abruzzi, but this has been his biggest test in the RWA.
Patrick Saint soaking it all in, shouting displeasantries to the crowd in the process. Cipriano Abruzzi taking it to the midsection, trying to soften up his adversary. Quite the tall order, if you ask me. Oh, look at this! Saint with some uncharacteristic speed. Cover here applied after a nasty body splash.
Saint getting the face of TJ Richter, telling him it should have been a 3. And is that an attest to him thinking that this match with Sip needs to end soon?
I mean, I don't know who benefits from a marathon between these two. I really don't. Cipriano Abruzzi, having been in more, might be the one to have the advantage. But right now, Patrick Saint is trying to wear him down. He's got him as far away from every rope that he can in the process. Abruzzi making his way to his feet, to a vertical base. Couple of elbows to the midsection. Oh, he was going for that spine buster. Patrick Saint charges in, cover, and lands 2.5.
You don't see Patrick Saint try to take flight that easy, so you know he's trying to pull everything, and we mean everything, out of this arsenal right now. Saint winding up right now against Cipriano Abruzzi. Right into the post.
Ooh, and his own strength is utilized against him. Patrick Saint, ass over tea kettle. I've never seen him in that kind of predicament before, eating every bit of the ring post. Cip Abruzzi now, knife edge chop, staggers the big guy. Headbutt, has him on his shoulders. Look at this. Holy Jesus.
Insane strength, going for the cover. Only the two.
Barely draping himself over the cover of Patrick Saint, not hooking any legs in the process. Saint still had enough wherewithal to keep his hopes towards victory alive. To what avail, I'm not sure. Cipriano Abruzzi. Oh my God, he's going to do the unthinkable.
Cover, Cip. Only a 2 count. Trying to pull out anything he could to defeat Saint, and Saint has met his match as he hits a huge super kick on Cipriano Abruzzi.
I gotta be honest, though, I've seen some mobility out of Saint in this matchup I've never seen before. Rip cord lariato, all of his weight, and just a 1 count. Cipriano Abruzzi shocks everybody here in attendance. The measure of toughness, the measure of resilience, it's off the charts.
Swing and a miss. Cipriano Abruzzi, spine buster to Saint.
God.
Cover, it's it.
No, he didn't quite get all of it. And you can see that as shocked as Abruzzi is, Saint still managed to kick out. That was a lot of weight to hoist up the way he did. Cipriano Abruzzi looking for that knockout blow. He's got a waist lock applied, looking for the ripcord. What the hell's this?
Oh, come on.
Patrick Saint hanging on to the referee. Doesn't actually hit him. TJ Richter doesn't see any means of disqualification. Spear applied, cover, 2 and 3. I gotta be honest, I knew damn right well that this was gonna be Saint's hardest match at the RWA to date. I did not expect to see him pull off the maneuvers he did. You're talking about a cross body block. You're talking about getting spine busted, and still remains victorious. Still emerges our victor here tonight. This Patrick Saint is not to be reckoned with.
We said it before, originally coming in via David Morales, but has made a name completely for himself. Standing toe-to-toe guys like Jason Devine, Cipriano Abruzzi, his biggest challenge to date. But if he's put sit down, a former numerous champion, who can beat that?
I'm not sure. You know, I feel as though Abruzzi had the best chance out of anyone who's signed the bout agreement so far. Patrick Saint, undefeated here at the RWA. Nothing seems to slow this man down. Folks, take a good look at this monster. He's not going anywhere. For those of you watching from home, the championship title matchup that you've been waiting for is upon us. Few moments away. Don't you go anywhere.